What's going on, everyone? So, a lot of talks about the Lakers chasing stars 2026, 2027, right? And look, it is something that the Lakers have always done, right? They love to star chase, they love to star hunt, they love to do those things. Historically, they've always kind of had a pair of stars, and that's what they've led to. A lot of questions about Luka. Is Luka really the best with a bunch of like high-end role players, like another guy that can self-create and score, but not necessarily a superstar. We just have the athleticism and stuff. Did a video on like kind of that breakdown over on As It Stands Lakers. Go check that out if you're interested in that. But like, I do think you can build it either way, right? If you have a chance to get Giannis, like if I know Giannis is coming, then yes, you go get Giannis. If I know Jokic is coming, which I do have some concerns about Jokic and Luka's fit, compared to Giannis and Luka. But again, like if you can do that, you do it, right? Like if I know Jokic is coming, I'm doing whatever I can. I'm rolling out the red carpet. I'm clearing all the cap space except for Luka, and I'm bringing him in and then go, hey, who do you want around you to, right? Like you figure that out, right? But my concern is we have seen in the past too, the Lakers kind of get starry-eyed and end up missing out on opportunities that could be just as good, if not maybe better, in the pursuit of a star. I don't want to see the Lakers get lost in the stars. I don't want them to, again, I'm one of those people that like, if you build it, they will come, right? Like if you have a team that can contend and compete and win a championship and LeBron leaves, you don't think another star is going to go, I need to get to the Lakers. You don't think Giannis now is going to be like, okay, they are good enough to win. Like, if you replace me with LeBron, we're winning a championship, right? Like, those kind of things. So, my problem is like Kawhi Leonard, for example. And luckily it worked out because, like, the entire league was on a standstill. So, but we've seen, like, with the Leicester Stars that, like, because Kawhi Leonard, you got to remember at the time, Kawhi Leonard was top 5 player in all of basketball, right? So, there have been moments where the Lakers, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, where we waited around for a said star, and it didn't work out, and then we were kind of left holding the bag, Dwight Howard leaving, right? Like there's times where we've, instead of focusing on building out the team, building out the roster, and trusting that process that, hey, you're the Lakers, you already have a superstar, you're good enough to win a championship, somebody's going to want to come. I'd rather the Lakers go that route. I don't want to miss out on opportunities and guys, Dyson Daniels wants to come and because he's a restricted free agent next year and Atlanta doesn't want to pay him, or whatever. Again, just a name that popped into my head. Don't take it too literal, but and it's like, oh, the Lakers could get that, but it's like, oh man, we'd have to sign him long term. It's like, get him! Like the guy is exactly what you need alongside Luka Doncic. Right? Or, if an opportunity like Herb Jones, the New Orleans Pelicans are like, hey, we'll trade you Herb Jones for whatever. And it's like, hey, we could go get him. Oh, but he just signed that new extension, so he's gonna dip into our cap space next year. We shouldn't do that. Like, no, go get him. Worst case scenario, you can use him to then go trade for said star. Right? Because that's probably the most likely scenario. Realistically. If the Lakers are going to land a Giannis or a Jokic, it's probably going to have to be via trade, right? So, because again, if Denver even has the smallest inclination that Jokic is leaving, if this time next offseason, Jokic hasn't signed his extension, you think Denver's going to run the risk of him just leaving? And yes, he could very well pull an Anthony Davis. He very well could go, hey, look, like, well, and Jokic more than anybody, like I could see Jokic being like, hey, if you trade for me, I'm just going to sit out next year and I'll just come back when I'm a free agent. All right. Like I'm just going to sit out and you guys can work it out. Right. Like I could see something like that. Cause look, I mean, DeMarcus Cousins even came out and said like, hey, Jokic was thinking about retiring instead of signing a $480 million contract or whatever it is, right? Like, so he doesn't care, right? Like, so he's somebody that I could see potentially really forcing and pushing the issue. But even then, like, you're probably going to have to go trade for him and then preserve the cap space that you do have, right? In order to fill out the rest of the roster alongside a Luka Doncic and a Nikola Jokic, right? Especially when the next year Luka Doncic is going to get like $80 million a year, right? So if you're the Lakers, my concern is that the Lakers just kind of play this waiting game, and even the preserving of the cap space, it doesn't add up, right? You're gonna have to pay Austin Reeves next year $30+ million. Let's just, for simple argument's sake, let's say it's $35 million. Okay? Say LeBron leaves, everyone else falls off the books, right? Okay, so what if DeAndre Ayton is exactly what this team needs? What if him and Luka are fantastic? Right? Like, you're just gonna let Ayton walk? Okay, now what do you do at the center position? Right? So now you're paying Ayton. Okay, how much? He's coming off a $30 million, $35 million. Let's say he's willing to take $20 million. Okay, that's $20 million in your cap space. Now let's say Jake LaRavia, right? Like, what if he's really good for the Lakers? And then also a dude Thero the following year is going to need a contract. So what if those two are really good for him? So let's say at Thero you're paying $8 million a year, right? And then Jake LaRavia you're paying whatever $12 million a year. Right? Well, now all of a sudden it's like you start stacking these. It's like, okay, well now you have 20 plus 8, okay, plus 6, right? And then Bronny's going to need a new contract. So then it's like, okay, well, Bronny's good for them. Then it's like, okay, well now Bronny, all of a sudden you're in it. There's $60 million, right? Like almost $70 million with Austin Reeves. Like, yeah, you have cap space of that, but you have max cap space, right? Depending on how things play out, right? So to me, it's just like, and then what happens if next year you end up finding that guy? Hey, what happens if you end up signing somebody that, and he ends up being really good, and it's just like you to a 1-year deal? Like, what are you going to do? You're going to give everyone 1-year deals? Right? Like, again, if I know without a doubt, right? Like, if Lucas came to me and been like, hey, just want to let you know, Jokic is coming in 2027. Right? If Luka told me that, then yes, I don't care. Like, let Reeves walk, let Ayton, let everyone walk. Like, if you got to go, hey, Luka, are you fine being bad for a year or two? Right? You go all in this year, next year, it's like, hey, are you fine being bad next year? Like, middle of the pack, right? Cool. Yes, you are. All right. Let's go make that move. And then now Jokic, like, whatever. I know, I mean, maybe because it is protected, maybe the 2027 pick, maybe you're trying to push for that. But point is that, like, if yes, you do whatever it takes. But even then, you still need to build out a roster. You still need the complementary piece around them. Like, I don't want the Lakers. My concern is that the Lakers do everything they can, lose guys on purpose because they're trying to preserve cap space, and then Giannis or Jokic don't come. Like, what happens if Giannis ends up signing or ends up getting traded this offseason? He's probably signing a new deal with that team. Right? What happens if Jokic next offseason ends up signing that extension? There goes Jokic. Right? Now you waited around, you did all this stuff, and you're losing guys for nothing. Right? That's my concern. Right? Maybe, you kind of wait for that. If you see that happening, maybe then you go and pay everybody. Right? But then, now they have negotiation tactics. It could be a bad spot. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. We enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.